Brandon Adams, how you doing, my man?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah?
Doing good.
We're gonna talk about your big test on December 3rd, but before that, let's take it back. June 2019, you're coming off the Contender Series, down a 4-fight winning streak.
Right before I went to go fight, Jamal Charlo, my son was born emergency. My wife had my son during the 7-month versus 9 to 10 months. I had to make sure everything was okay there. Them talking about she might need a blood transfusion. So I'm kind of stressed about this, and my flight is literally like 3 days away. My wife's telling me, hey, you don't worry about this over here. Yeah, right, of course.
4-12.
It's one of the situations where you just kind of gotta do it. Like, because if you stop, then everything around you stop. Then if you stop, then your family you don't make the money. You stop your legacy.
And with everything going on, you stepped in the ring, you didn't go down, made it to the distance. Do you think of that as an accomplishment, that you were able to go the distance with one of the best fighters in the game with everything going on?
I'm not gonna lie to you, no. I'm going up in there with the intentions on beating these guys and beating them in fashion. There will always be obstacles, there will always be something to stop you or hinder you, but you gotta push through them thresholds. You gotta break them walls down. You gotta become, more than what you were. Yesterday, a year ago, an hour ago, that's the only way you're gonna keep progressing.
Tell me about growing up, what was it like?
Growing up in, well, it was right between Compton and Watts. My grandma stayed in Watts. My mom having 9 kids, and then, she's raising some of her siblings' kids, the community kids. She's everybody's mom. Beans and rice, we always crack jokes about the beans and rice. That was one of the neighborhood meals from my mom.
A lot of your family, some of them didn't go past middle school, some didn't go past high school, but you wanted something different.
I remember being in 1st grade, actually, when all the kids was all sitting out. Everybody was saying what they wanted to be when they was growing up. And me, I remember, I said, I was like, I'm gonna be a Power Ranger. And everybody was like, nah, that's just not gonna happen. I said, all right, then fine, I'll be a football player. So I would always be out there playing football, practicing, trying to run drills and do whatever was necessary for me to take those steps to get there. The high school coach didn't give me the opportunity, told me I was too small. Whatever the case was, it was always a reason why I couldn't be out there on the field. So I was like, how about I get involved in the sport to where I don't have to rely on anybody, to where I can do everything on my own. And that's actually how I got involved in boxing. It was the Fight Night Champions, the video game. It was always remembering who Mike Tyson was. He was the small guy who got everybody's respect. And that kind of drove me in the very beginning of my career until I learned that you don't get no further than what your team is gonna push you.
You had the legend in Big Al, and then you had another legend in the gym, right? Dub Huntley.
Yes.
$1 Million Baby was based on him. What were the roles? What was Big Al's role? What was Dub's role? And how did it work together?
Definitely the 1-2 punch. Big Al always was my strength condition coach. But his presence was definitely felt when I was coming up, and he pushed me, just working me, grinding me, pushing me to limits I didn't know I had. When I first met Dub, everybody was like, yo, he only trained professionals. Dub told me, he said, look, I promise you this, I'll train you as long as you keep coming here. You keep coming, I keep seeing you every day. He said, then I'll train you for free, as long as you keep coming up here and you busting your butt.
December 3rd, you're headlining Ring City. It's on NBC Sports.
So I'm looking very much forward to fighting this guy and him bringing the absolute best out of himself, because I expect that. He will be against an equalizer, somebody who's been up in there with world-class fighters. By the grace of God, I've been gifted with power. I've been gifted with a mind, with being able to think, to be able to strategize in my fights. And that's why I'm as small as I am in stature, fighting all of these bigger guys at middleweight and stuff. I don't care about who he fought. I just know who I am, and I know what I'm capable of. And when everything is right, that's my night.
You'll be inspiring people December 3rd. Brandon Adams, best of luck to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Thank you.